How much do you get paid in the Army? Hey. What is up, fam? It's your girl back again with another video for you and you and you and you and you and you and you. As you guys know, I had made a post not too long ago, a couple weeks back, about a military Q&A. So like I always say, thank you guys for sending in questions. I got a couple questions to answer for you guys, and so this is gonna be exciting. So thank you and you and you and you and you for sending in those questions. And like I always say, if you're new to my channel, if you're new to my channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, wherever it is on the channel, hit that bell so you can get notified when I upload on my channel. So let's jump right into these questions. I have them here on my old phone. Oh, goodness gracious. It's a real old phone. That's why I can't let you see it. So let's jump right into these questions. Now, mind you guys, I will tell you that, well, you know what? Never mind. It don't matter. It doesn't even matter. Let's just get into these questions. First question. Do you like being in the Army National Guard? What's your experience? So this is like a two-part question. Let me move this camera back because I feel like I'm too close. So this is like a two-part question. So, do I like being in the Army National Guard? I'll say that I don't have nothing against it. I don't have anything like bad to say, but I also like don't have anything like, good to say. All I'll say is that it's okay. It's an okay experience. I've been in for 2 years now, so yeah, honestly, I really can't say much about how I feel. I feel like this is more so of a personal conversation I'd have to have with you in person to really kind of express how I actually, I guess, feel about it. But like, to answer the question on here, I'll say that it's okay. Yeah. Sorry that it had to be dull and boring, but like I said, this is like a personal thing that I'd have to like talk to you about, because it's not really something that I'm gonna put out to the world on the internet, is what I'll say. So just get back to me on the phone or in person, or text me or something or whatever, because yeah. How much do you get paid? What you've all been waiting for, what you clicked on this video for. You want to know about the moolah, you want to know about the pay, you want to know about all the monies that come in your pocket, the coins, you feel me? Okay, let me stop. Yeah, so you want to know about how much do you get paid in the Army. So I'm in the Army National Guard, so I'm basically doing an Army video, so I will give both. I'll give active duty pay, and I will also give Army National Guard pay. So in the National Guard, you drill 1 weekend out of the month. So that means you're getting paid for 1 weekend that you go out of the month, right? So if you're only going to drill 2 to 3 to 4 days out of the week, you're getting paid for 2 to 3 to 4 days out of the week, out of that month. So starting out as an E1, if you join the Army National Guard, starting out as an E1, let's say with 1 year experience, your starting pay would be around, I'm giving you an estimate. This is not the exact number, but this is an estimate of how much you'd make starting out as an E1 Army National Guard, 1 year experience. You'll get about $218. $218 a month. Not every 2 weeks, a month, because you're only going 1 weekend out of the month. So you're only getting paid for 1 weekend out of the month. So a lot of people don't really know that coming into to the Army National Guard. I don't know why they don't know that, but some people just don't know, I guess. I don't know. But so I'm just letting you know, you're getting paid 1 weekend out of the month. Starting out, you're gonna get $218 once a month. As you start to rank, so as you become an E2 with, let's say, 1.5 year experience, 2 year experience, you're going to get paid, rounded up, that's about $240, $250, something like that. So as an E2 with like a 1.5, 2 year experience, you're gonna get a paid estimate around $240, $250 a month. And you could do the rest of the math. Like as you rank up, you'll get paid about you'll get a raise about $50, $40 more. So that's really about how much you make as being in the National Guard. Also, you could get online and see there's like a Army National Guard pay calculator that'll let you know the exact amount of pay you'll make based upon your rank and how many years you've been in. So literally starting out pay is $218 with Army National Guard. So you can do the rest of the math for that. So that's how much you get paid in the Army National Guard. You get paid once a month because you only go once a month. So yeah, if you thought I was big balling, haha, or if you think you about to be big balling, I'm glad you watched this video, because yeah. Anyways, let's continue. So if you do active duty Army, if you decide to go active duty Army, that means you're full time. So you're gonna be getting paid every 2 weeks. So with active duty, or if you just do active duty guard, whichever, if you're active duty, you are working full time, so you're gonna get full time pay, which means your starting check as an E1, 1 year experience as an active duty member of the military, of the Army, you will get paid around $1,600, like $50 or $60, something like that. So it's around the 1,600s is what your starting pay would be. Now after they cut taxes, it's gonna drop down to about $825 every 2 weeks. So you'll get about, starting out, $825, so $1,650 something, whatever, 60 something. After taxes is about $825, $830 every 2 weeks. Now you may be sitting here saying, well, wow, that's not even a lot of money, like blah blah blah. I mean, it's a decent amount of money. That is actually a decent amount of money for what you will be doing, because you got to understand, if you decide to go active duty, especially if you decide to go active duty, I'm not talking about active duty guard, but I'm saying it's still decent with active duty guard. But if you decide to go active duty military, like active duty Army, then getting paid $800 starting out is decent, because you got to understand, your food is basically taken care of. You can go to the DFAC. A lot of the bills you have, you're living in military installations, so they're gonna kind of house you or whatever. You get a lot of breaks with housing. So a lot of your bills that you have, you won't really have a lot of bills starting out. And you won't really have a lot of bills in general being in active duty, unless you decide to make a lot of bills. But you gotta understand, not having a lot of bills and having $800 something to yourself is a decent amount of money, to say the least. I'm not saying it's a lot, but I'm saying it's decent for what the lifestyle you're going to be living, because you're not really going to have a lot of bills unless you decide to make a lot of bills. Then yeah, $800 something is not going to be a lot. But like I said, as you rank up, you will start to get paid more and more and more and more and more. So overall, it's a decent amount of money either way you look at it. Army National Guard or active duty, it's a decent amount for the job that you do in the amount of time that you're there. So that's the pay that you get paid, like I said. So that's the amount of money you'll be making, an estimate of the amount of money you're going to be making, whether you go active duty or Army National Guard. So yes sir. On to the next question. Thank you guys for sending these questions again. I really appreciate it. You guys are real. You guys are really real. Where am I stationed? So I'm in the Army National Guard, so I'm not technically stationed anywhere. Honestly, I'm back in my hometown. Unfortunately, I'm back in my hometown. So literally, I'm back in Lafayette, Louisiana. I go to drill right there down the street from my house. So, I'm just in Lafayette, Louisiana. That's where I go to drill at. That's where I'm at. That's where I do the military stuff at. All right, on to the next. Can I sign a 2-year contract in the Army? Yes, you can. You are the lucky winner. I'm just playing. I'm weird, bro. Yeah, you can sign a 2-year contract in the military. I'm in the Army. Now, if you're deciding to go Army National Guard, you cannot sign a 2-year contract. Army National Guard only offers 3-year to 6-year contracts. Now, most people in the Army National Guard do not sign 3-year contracts because a 3-year contract does not give you the benefit of going to school. Like, the Army will not pay for you to go to school. Army National Guard will not pay for you to go to school if you sign a 3-year contract. So there's really no point in signing it unless you just kind of just want to get an experience with the Army National Guard and get out. But 90% of the people that join the Army National Guard consider going to school. So we all obviously sign a 6-year contract. So majority of it is a 6-year contract with the Army National Guard. Now, if you go active duty, you can either sign a 2, a 3, or a 6. Overall, if you join the Army in general, overall, whether it's reserve, National Guard, active duty, you still are basically signing an 8-year contract all the way around. Regardless, you're always signing an 8-year contract because that's just the way the Army works. So overall, regardless of what you join, no matter how many years you sign, they're still going to make sure that you get a full 8 years in. Now, I'm going to try to explain this to where you understand. So if you decide to sign a 2-year contract, you'll still have to make sure you complete your whole 8 years. So let's say you decide to sign a 2-year contract and you go active duty. You go active duty, you serve your 2 years in active duty. Now, once your 2 years is up, you either have the option to go into the Army Reserve, the Army National Guard, or the IIR program, which is Individual Ready Reservist, I think it's called. Don't quote me on it, but it's something like that. Individual Ready Reserve or something like that. Yeah, so you have either one of those 3 options to finish your 8-year contract. So majority of people who do sign a 2-year contract with the active duty Army, they join the IIR program, which is basically saying that you're still in the Army, but you don't have to report to your everyday job anymore. So basically, you're just on call is what I'm saying. So you're basically living your everyday life. You're back to your civilian life. You're back to your regular lifestyle. You're not in the Army as far as going to work anymore or anything like that. But the Army can call you at any time. Like if we get deployed or if whatever your unit or whatever gets deployed and they need you, the Army can say, hey, look, we need you to come back and help us out because we're getting deployed or this is happening, blah, 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 blah. So we need you. So basically what I'm saying is that most people do join the IRR program, which allows them to still live their everyday civilian life, and they're just going to be on call. 90% of the time, you don't get called for that, but just to keep in mind that you could still get called. Or you can go in the Army National Guard or the Reserve, but a lot of people, when they get out, they don't really want to go in the Army National Guard or Reserve, so they kind of just finish their contract in the IRR program, and so that's basically what people do to finish out their whole 8-year contract. So your rest of the 6 years that you have will be in the IRR program if you decide to join, if you decide to do 2 years. If you decide to do 4 years, you'll only have, you'll only have 3 years to be in the IRR or the Army National Guard or the Reserve. So yeah, hopefully hopefully you understand what I'm saying when I talk about this. So yes, you can sign a 2-year contract, but after you get out or after you serve your 2 years, you will still be in the IRR program, which is basically on call just in case they need you. They'll call you until your contract is completely up, your whole 4 years is done. So that's basically all around Army. You'll always have an 8-year contract with the Army. Regardless of how many years you sign, you'll always have an 8-year contract. It's just that once you reach your full, like I signed 6 years in the National Guard. Once I reach my full 6 years being in the National Guard, I'll still have 2 years left to be in the IRR program to finish out my 8-year contract, is what I'm saying. So that's how that works. So hopefully I made that clear. Like I said, you can still research or talk to your recruiter about more of that information. Does the Army allow you to go in with tattoos? Now with this question, yes, the Army does allow you to go in with tattoos. The only thing is that you can't have tats on your face, your neck, like your head. I believe you can't have any tats like inside your lip, like here. And I don't know if you can have tattoos on your hand or not. I don't think you're allowed with tattoos on your hand. But you are allowed to go in with tattoos in the Army. But what I would suggest to you is that if you don't really have a lot of tattoos right now, your best bet is, if you're trying to really get into the Army, is to like refrain from getting tattoos until after you get out of basic training at AIT, because you know the Army is still considered a professional job, whatever, and you know we still live in a society where tattoos are unprofessional. So it's like I don't have any tattoos, so I can't really tell you how it works. So I'm not giving you like for sure information, but I know for sure your face and your neck and your head, whatever, your ear, you can't have tattoos on that. But like, it's just best to, if you don't have a lot of tattoos right now, keep it that way until you know, until you graduate basic training at AIT. But you can go in with tattoos. Now I don't have the full information about how it all works with tattoos, because like I said, I don't have any, so I don't really know how it works, but I know that you can go in with it. But like I said, research, Google is there for you. Talk to your recruiter, and they can really give you the full-on information about how the tattoo situation works. But I just know the face, head, ears, lip. I don't think the hands can have tattoos. So that's how it is with the tats. You feel me? Will I get stationed wherever I want if I decide to join? No. The Army basically puts you where they need you, so it's not like a choice. It's not your choice. But I will say that in basic training, when you go to basic training, if you're going active duty, they will give you a wish list, which means like they'll let you like make a wish basically on three cities or countries you would like to be stationed in. And some people get lucky and actually do get stationed in the cities that they put on there, or at least one of them. But the military still puts you where they need you at. It's not like they look at that list and say, oh, I'm gonna put so-and-so, I'm gonna put Duga in Hawaii, you know, because she wanted to go to Hawaii. Nah, it's just like if they needed you in Hawaii and that's what you put on the list, then you just looked up. But yeah, so they just put you where you need you. But hey, you may luck up. So I suggest when you go to basic training, if you're going active duty, put the actual cities you do want to go to, because you may just look up and go to those cities. But yeah, it's not your choice at all with that kind of stuff. With the Army National Guard, if you're joining the Army National Guard, you are going back to your hometown. Just a reminder, for some of you that don't actually know that, you're going right back to your hometown. So if you don't want to be in your hometown, I suggest skedaddle your way into active duty. That'd be a smart move on your end if you don't want to do that. Is joining the Army worth it? Joining the Army is worth it. Yeah, I mean, I feel like you don't need the Army to be successful. You don't need college to be successful. I'm pretty sure y'all hear that all the time. For some people, the Army is a very good thing, and you know, it is needed for some people. Some people, it really does help them to better themselves and help their lifestyle and everything else. Some people, college actually helps them. So I'm not saying the military is for everybody, just like college is not for everybody. I'm not saying that you really need it to be successful, because you don't. But I think it is worth it regardless of what you join, like whether you join the Army National Guard or active duty. I do think that it's worth it, because it does help you to get a head start in your life. like with jobs, with people, with different different things. Like it helps you to kind of get disciplined and structured and stuff like that, what they always say. But like, I think that it would be more beneficial if you were to go active duty. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like the National Guard is beneficial, but not enough for, I guess, someone that's trying to really get on their feet, like a young person that's really trying to get on their feet, to like, you know, get a car and get a place to stay and like all that stuff. I just feel like it's just easier to do that in active duty, because you have the means to do it, compared to out here. You're trying to, in the National Guard, you're trying to juggle a civilian life and a military life, and it's like, you know, it's like, it's a whole big thing, it's a whole big mess, I feel like. And I feel like regardless of what you do, the military is always beneficial, regardless of what branch you go in. Yes, it's beneficial. Yes, it will help you in the future. Yes, it will help you right now. But I think just going active duty, serving your time and active duty definitely is, I feel like it's more beneficial to people than I think reserve, because I feel like reserve and guard is meant for people that's already stable, and it's hard to be stable when you're young. So overall, yeah, it's worth it. I'm almost done, guys. I don't have that many questions left. Can I go to school and still be in the Army? You can go to school. You really can go to school. If you decide to go active duty, you are going to be working full-time, so sometimes you have to work on the weekends. So I just feel like trying to juggle going to having a full-time job and having a lot to do with the Army and trying to go to school will be a lot on you. It's possible you can do it, but I just feel like it's a lot harder to do it in active duty. That's why they created the Army National Guard. It's for people that want to go to school, so that they have time to go to school. That's why you only go once a month, so that they give you time to go to school and focus on your studies. So if you are trying to go to school and you're serious about school and you know school is something that you need to further your career, then I would suggest you join the Army National Guard, because that's what it's for. That's what it's made for. It gives you the time and the means, and they pay for you to go to school and stuff. So if you're trying to go to school, I would suggest joining the Army National Guard, because if you try to do it in active duty, you'll have to most likely do it online. If you want to do it online, great, but you still have a lot to do in active duty. It still is a full-time job, and I just feel like that's hard to try to juggle all that stuff. So you can go to school regardless of whatever you decide to join. But it'll just be easier if you do it through the Army National Guard, because you'll have the time and you can actually go to college, like sit in the classroom if that's what you want to do, instead of having to do it online and then having to juggle all this other stuff with Army stuff and not really having the time to do it, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, you can do that. How long is basic training? Basic training is 10 weeks. So that's about 2 months. 2 months and like a week or something like that, or a couple of days. So yeah, it's like 2 months of your life. Yeah, it's really just go in, do it, get it done, get out. Like, it's really all it is. Nothing more than that. As far as AIT goes, AIT is a little different, because if you go to AIT, that's for another video. I'll just leave that for another video, because this video is getting kind of long. And last question. I know y'all was ready for the last freaking question. How can you rank up fast in the Army? So the quickest way to rank up in the Army, I would say, in my personal opinion, I think it's just about being a top-notch soldier. Like, you know how they have teachers' pets in elementary school and stuff, in high school and all that? It's the same thing. Like, be a sergeant's pet. Your higher ups, take initiative, you know, help people, get your sergeants to like you. You know, like the usual stuff that people do to like get on top, you know, like just do the stuff that other soldiers aren't doing. So whatever most of the soldiers are doing, do the opposite. And that's how you can like gain like notoriety, or that's how you can gain like, you know, people to recognize you and to rank up. But you have to do it in a humble way. Like, you try to be cocky about it and it ain't gonna work out for you. But if you do it in a humble way, you know, just work with people, just be a good person, just do more than what's expected of you, then it's the easiest way to rank up in basic, AIT, and your first duty station. Also, PT is important. So if you're passing your PT test, if you're scoring really high on your PT test, that's how you get noticed and stuff like that. That's how you get ranked up fast too. But it's mostly just about who you are as a person, being a good person, helping people, doing good, taking initiative, doing more than what other people do in a good way, in a humble way, and passing PT, doing good on PT, your PT test. So that's really how you rank up fast. That's my last question. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for staying tuned. If you made it through this whole video, comment I did, and shout out to you. I'll comment back, whoever you are. But yeah, I know this was kind of long, but I had to get through the questions. I had to answer them. So thank you guys for sending in questions. If you didn't get a chance to send in any questions, it is okay. Q&As are always needed. Q&As will always be on my channel. So you will have the opportunity to send in more questions the next go around. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for staying tuned. Y'all stay motivated, stay inspired, and you already know your girl will be back with another freaking video. Peace.